Listen, life is just a video game. It's literally a real life video game, and you are the main character. You are the player. You are the first person narrative. You are not supposed to be an NPC. You're not supposed to be playing from third person, first person point of view. If you are not doing that, you've already failed. Because the first thing that you need to do is get in shape, right? First and foremost, get jacked, get physically in shape. But guess what? Guess what's after that? You got jacked physically, now you need to get jacked mentally. You need to have the right state of mind. You need to have the belief that you're gonna win, that you're gonna conquer, that you're gonna be a leader. Not just for women, but for yourself. All right? Spiritually, you need, like I said, spiritually with the belief, spiritually and mentally go hand in hand. Emotionally, you have to control your emotions. You have to be emotionally intelligent. That does not mean to just bury your emotions. When I say that, some people are always gonna think, oh, we can't express ourselves as men. Yes, you can. It's just how you go about it. It's not crashing out like a dummy. That's not how you go about it. You figure out, what can I control and how can I push through this? That's the mental warfare right there, And it's all about laying your boundaries too. Like if someone crossed you the wrong way, lay your boundaries, let them know. You ain't gotta go crazy on them, but let them know sternly. You don't even have to curse them out. You just gotta let them know sternly what your boundaries are, and they don't respect it, F them, screw them, move on, respectfully. That's what you gotta do. And then the finances. Finances are very important. You need health to create wealth, because how are you gonna create wealth if you're not healthy? Why do you think so many rich people always use the money to buy back their health when they're already past 40? Or pushing, but really past, in their 50s or whatnot, depending on how long it took them to make the amount of money that they made, So it's just like all that effort when you could have just did both at the same time, focused on your health and then focused on the wealth simultaneously, because you need to literally have those health reserves and health systems into place so you can continue to go after your goals. And it makes me question, how the heck were these people, of the older era, you got your Warren Buffett, your Elon Musks, all these multi-millionaire and billionaires, well, I think they're both billionaires, that could do all of these things and be in terrible shape because of what? The mind, power of the mind. Obviously they had to have help, they've had to have resources, which you have to. At some point, you can only go so far by yourself before you have to, outsource and outreach. Because you can do anything in this life, but you're not gonna know everything. Like you can do anything, but you can't do everything, if that makes sense. And it's not to knock anyone down. It's just, you have to focus on certain things for a certain period of time to get the most optimal results before moving on to something else and delegating it, or else you're just gonna get subpar to no results. It's a crazy way that works, but that's the system, But it makes sense though. So you got to find what you prioritize the most that can help benefit you in a way to where when you do outsource, you're not, just all over the place. You're trying to do so many things at once, you can't focus. Now you're overwhelmed, now you're stressed. So it really does help with your health to, stay in one lane for the time being, and then help people who can help you in that one thing. And then move on, make sure you keep up with what you learned and whatnot, right? Always keep learning new stuff, trying new stuff, because that's what you need to do, especially as men, especially business, because guess what? Business is more women oriented now for a handful of reasons. Not a lot of guys are even in business like that. It's more, women oriented, because you have nail tech, you have salons, you have cosmetology, you have all types of stuff. You even got OnlyFans for women who want to do that. So it's like, when it comes to any type of business, brand, model, whatever, modeling, fashion, all of that, only male related thing when it comes to business primarily is tech and maybe construction, right? If some guys may own a construction company or whatnot, but other than those, then construction and tech, that's it. And it's primarily tech. But we're going to give construction their respects and props, because that's architecture, infrastructure, very important. But besides those two, that's it. Women are lapping us, and I don't take offense to that in any way, but it's to let you know that those women sometimes have the perception that they don't need a man, or that men ain't this, men ain't that. You got to be the rare breed, my guy. You have to literally see what most guys are doing and damn near do the exact opposite like I do and like my friends do, because we want to be the best, and that's what it takes. You can't just expect that it's just going to be easy, slight work. No. Because a woman who can do it on her own, not saying she doesn't want a man, but can do it on her own and hold her own up, is a dangerous woman. And most guys don't like that because she's too masculine. She's not in her feminine state. Well, I mean, some women can still be in their feminine state. Technically, some can. Now, some just can't, okay? And that's all because of personal beliefs, personal experiences, personal traumas. You know, something happened in the past. It's always going to relate to that. So it's important to understand people and women and understand their past so things start to add up and make sense on why they are the way they are, why they believe in certain things they believe in. But that's a whole other topic of deeper discussion for another video. But just all in all, it's a video game trying to figure out money, attributes, finances, you know, getting in the gym, health, you know, trying to increase your health max HP points. You know, like that's what it comes down to. It is literally a video game, and you have to understand the game that you're in and create your own lane in your own game, in your own life. All right? With everything. And watch how you become the top 1, 5, or 10%. Not just person in America, but man. Especially with what the media is pushing, has always pushed for a good period of time. But I feel like post-COVID is when it just started skyrocketing with a lot of different things. Because ain't nothing been the same since 2020. But that's really the end of this video. I really hope y'all enjoyed it and y'all took some type of great knowledge from it and perspective and can implement it into your personal life to get the results that you want. Because the later you start, the harder it is. Life is hard always. It's better to have it harder now than later. Because when you have more responsibilities, that's when the stress really starts to kick in the most at a higher, significant, worse level. Okay? This resonated with you, save it, watch it again. You know someone who needs to hear this, who's, you know, all over the place or don't know or is unaware of certain things in life. Show them this video so they can get a clear insight and they can take back control of their life for the better. Obviously, if they choose to each its own. And until next time, I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.